check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
How's it going, YouTubers? Electron Man here. Check her out. All back together in her glory. My Panasonic RF-4800. And she is performing like a dream. Wished I had a rotating table here, but we'll kind of just give you a panel view of it. There's the side of it. I cleaned it with a Q-tip, and of course it's been completely apart. So we have cleaned. I think it looks really, really good. I'm totally tickled with it. Performs like a champ. In fact, here is on Shortwave channel 3. Look at this. World time. World beacon. Look at that. That thing's on spot on 10-0. Anyway, 10-0 on the dial. That's loving it. Yeah, this is a. I don't want to use. This is one big bad boy radio. Is what it is. We'll keep it clean. I'm loving it. Kind of go through it a little bit now that I got it all back together and I kind of understand it now. Let me turn it down here a little bit. It's got some super cool stuff. It's got your AFC, and you can go wide and narrow, and on narrow it cuts down to your AFC, so it really cuts down the background noise, but it also, you got to really be spot on the frequency to use it. But I'll go through surfing, and you'll see me use all these different switches, but I'm just going to kind of go over the radio and what I've learned with it and why it's such a coveted radio. It's got noise limiting, which works great, and you got AM, and then you got sideband. There's your 3 switches there. Now the way this works is if you go over here to switch over to FM. Of course, you see how I've got the dial switching now, but the smaller knob is for FM, standard AM, and shortwave band. I think it's 1.5 to like 3.0. So this one here, so right now I'm on FM band. So, Neil said, I don't want to get de-anodized because of pleasure music, so I'd be careful about playing any music. But anyway, you get the gist there, and then, of course, you got a standard AM, and you got your first of your shortwave, and then you switch over to dial to here, and then it goes all the way over to all your different shortwave bands over here, which, of course, that's where the big knob comes in, and there's a couple of really cool features about this big knob that no other radio has. Now we're on shortwave. Shortwave here, let me.
Means of speaking. Have received.
This radio it's got ears. I've got a Yaesu FT9918, and I'm telling you, this thing has better ears than it does. Probably not as much because of the digital stuff that I can do with it. It doesn't have as much filtering, but as far as ears, this thing is amazing. And I'm just running on the long wire. Sorry, let me turn that down again. But anyway, that's your first of your shortwave. You got shortwave 2 through 8 on this side, and this switch here switches those. And of course, this is your, and you just go through, and I think the shortwave 3 is 7 through 11, and then shortwave 4 is 11 through. And of course, the dial it follows which band you're with as you change to each band, which it goes all the way up to 31 megahertz, which is pretty interesting. But anyway, that's the band selector, and then you've got your AM, FM, and showing that way. This radio also has. Let me put it back on the channel for you for a second here. That's probably not very interesting, but.
But anyway, whatever.
I love the fact that
between the head or on the head of the Grecian
is the bass control and the treble control. It really makes a difference, because I don't know if you can hear that or not, but it can really, if you're trying to, depending on their voice, it's really nice to be able to have a tone control on it. course, the BFO switch, I'll show you that more whenever we go to on the surfing. My last video I'll do, which we'll take it out for maybe a Saturday night or Friday night, and we'll surf the band, and I'll go through every single one of them, and we'll count how many channels actually I get to receive on this cool radio here. It's got, of course, let me go ahead and cover the rest of it. Of course, your BFO, that's for that. Of course, it's got your standard. It's got an external speaker on the front. It's got a record out so that you can record if you want to. It's also got an auxiliary, which you can use as a headphone, basically, if you want to listen to headphones. Over here, you got your RF gain, which, sometimes if you got really strong radio stations coming, it's nice to be able to adjust that gain in there. And the trim, it really seems to be a lot more for the shortwave. And I think it's just kind of trimming your long wire to kind of get it resonance a little bit better. I don't notice that it does a whole lot, but I noticed especially on sideband, it seems like it has, it definitely can help trim it in and bring the signal a little bit louder. Of course, you got your switches here. I could turn all lights off. I can turn the display off. And I can also show batteries. Of course, I've got it plugged in right now, so it's showing full, but it also will run on 8D batteries. And I've cleaned all of that up, and I don't know if I'm going to put batteries in it or not. This is going to stay on my shelf, so I am going to use this too. It's not going to become a garage queen. I've got several other shortwaves, but this is a step above all of them. And I mean, if I'm just wanting to go out and cruise the bands, this is definitely the radio to do it with. And we'll kind of turn it around here and let you see the back of it. Of course, you have your standard AM loop antenna here. Hopefully you're getting that picture. Then you got your three, which is kind of unusual. It's got a coax connector, and then it's got 75 ohm, 75 ohm, and then it's got your FM. So you can, I believe if you use the coax, it will cover FM and these two, but it'll cover shortwave AM, but it won't cover. In fact, it shows you. I believe that'll cover that one. But it also, well, the point is it gives you, depending on what bands you're wanting to receive, FM's definitely going to need a different type of antenna than a shortwave. So it gives you those options. Yeah, this is smooth and it's not rusted. I know it kind of might look a little bit rough here. Let me get a picture better. I was real tempted to paint it, but I'm going to call it patina. And since I got all the rust off of it and cleaned it, I mean, there's nothing there. The paint's not peeling or anything. I'm just going to leave it and call it patina. And, I could have concoursed it and went ahead, and since I had it apart that far, taped that off and painted it. But it's never the same once you paint it. I want to leave it, in its rustic shape just the way I got it, other than restoring it and getting it back to 100%. And I'm going to turn her back around here. Get you another view of that. But anyway, like I said, I'll have one last video on this. It's probably gonna be a pretty long one considering how many bands this has got and how much it picks up. I'll go through and surf the channels and let you kind of see the performance of it all the way across the spectrum of everything from FM all the way through. But anyway, I wanted to show you it's back together. We got everything's functioning. I'm not having any issues with it. It's spot on the tune. It's by far the best shortwave radio. The only thing really I got left to do on this guy that I'd like to do is I still like to find me something to replace that. I tried a 3D print and that did not work at all, but I'm gonna have to come up with some. I mean, the switch is fine the way it is. It's supposed to have a little knob on it like this, and I want some type of little knob on the end of that. But like I said, it doesn't affect performance or anything. Anyway, I know this has been a pretty long series, and I wanted to get this last video out. I'm really excited with it. I've been playing with it quite a bit, and I can tell you I see why it's a coveted shortwave radio. It's got ears. I mean, it's got some amazing ears, and it's real stable. I mean, it doesn't seem to drift a whole lot, especially for being an analog like it is. But I mean, obviously, I tell you, I would, on this type of radio, if you own any of this type of radio, really, you want to let it warm up. I would say for a good, 30 minutes to an hour before you go surfing, because it'll be a lot more stable once, all the temperatures stabilize on the inside. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and please, if you get a chance, subscribe to the channel. More exciting stuff coming up. Have a great day.